Hello everybody, it's me, Boy Plus Minecraft, back with another video, and in this video, I am going to be doing something very simple. I am just going to try and build the best house I possibly can. Yep, that's all. That's literally it. I just loaded up this world. It's completely random, and it appears to be a mushroom forest biome island, which is not a biome, but it's all on an island. It's a very tiny island, but I think this looks great. So we have a nice shoreline over here. We have a little lake. We have some beautiful clouds. It's a beautiful Minecraft day. And we also have some pretty cool terrain that we can fly through and add stuff. So I literally just loaded up this world. And I'm just going to try, like I said, and build a nice, beautiful house on the beach. Should be pretty relaxing. Yeah, I was feeling kind of bored, and I'm like, hey, let's record a video. And yeah, so I did that. Yep. Okay, so whenever I load up a world, I have in my saved toolbars, I have a bunch of command blocks, which I instantly get out, and I place them. And pretty much this just sets all of the game rules. So that the time won't pass, or so that the weather will not, or so that the weather won't go haywire, which I might change that later, but I just don't want bad guys spawning in here. I turned mob spawning off. Yeah. So, without further ado, let us begin. And I'm sure you have noticed my beautiful mustache. Yes, that is true. I have grown a mustache in Minecraft. That is due to my sister, which, you know how sisters are. They can be pretty cool sometimes, but this time was incredible because this mustache has given me special powers so that I can build amazingly. Yes, that's right. It's all in the mustache. So this is my official spring skin. Yep. Okay, so the first thing we have to do for any new build is to scout out a place where we have to build it. Now, I just randomly loaded in to this island, and I'll give you the seed. It's right there up on the screen if you want to play in it yourself. But we have a few smaller islands around here, but I think the house should be right in the middle. So let's put the house right up here, right darned in the middle, so we can have a path over here. We might have a garden there in the future. We have a pond right there, and we can add like a little dock right off. Yep. So now, the next part is this. We need to decide on a building palette. And most of the time when you're building in forest, this is the palette you want to use. You want to use oak wood. You also want to use spruce wood, and maybe some stripped spruce wood as well, some trapdoors, and some signs. Now, normally, and maybe some stairs, and some slabs, and some fences. Yes, that's a lot of brown. And I do know that this probably looks like a lot of the same block, which is normally something that you want to avoid, because all of these colors are very similar. However, if you use the right patterns, the shadows, if you have a lot of detail, the shadows can actually contribute a lot to the color of your house. So yeah, let's just do that. So I'm going to empty my inventory, and I'm actually going to get some wool. So I'm going to make my house right here, and it's going to be beautiful, very calming. You don't want to overthink these things. I've said this before, but depth is very important in your builds. Without depth, like imagine if you had a house that was literally just a square. Like literally a square. Yeah, another analogy is when you're in the play box, right? You have all your toys, or when you're playing with Legos or something, right? And you want to build a house. You never make it completely square. It's just not a good idea. Yeah, so because then there's no detail and it doesn't look realistic. We're trying to immerse ourselves in this. So we don't want everything to be the same. We don't want it to be like a big cross, because if it's just an X, that's also a little bit boring. But that's perfectly fine. Let's get rid of that. Now, next, we're going to need some wood. So I'm going to show you guys a pattern that I learned a while ago, and this is a great pattern. So what you do is you put oak logs around the outside, just outlining all of the borders of your house. Now, because you want the darker colors on the outside, the basic color scheme is going to be something along these lines, where you have spruce wood on the inside, and already that looks lovely. One thing I normally like to avoid, I do not like using oak wood. Oak wood is too bright, in my opinion. So unless you're going for something bright, then you don't want to use oak wood. And all of these cottages, like if you look up a picture of a cottage, right, and you put it, so if you look up a picture of a cottage, right, and you look at it, cottages aren't bright brown, they're dark brown, they're all made out of logs. Yeah, so then, we're gonna do something really cool. I've seen this used before, but you guys might not have. You can use barrels. You can use barrels as a foundation to your home. See, doesn't that look great? That adds a little bit of detail. It looks like you have wooden, like not slabs, like wooden pegs, and like a crawl space under your home. Now, this is great. The only one thing is that you're probably going, like, it doesn't look good when you have your door here. It doesn't look great unless you're in a very flat area, or especially if you're in a flat area. So what you're probably going to want to do, you're probably going to want to put your door up here, and we're just gonna get some stairs. We're going to improve that in a few minutes. Yep. I almost forgot this side. So pretty much with these builds, you can't just have a house like this, and you can't just put a normal roof on it. We're gonna fill this in with some oak blocks for now. But don't worry, we will add plenty of detail later. But as I was saying, you can't just put a normal roof on like that, right? You have to make it a special shape, because the shape of your build contributes a lot to it. More than you would expect. So let's get some dark oak slabs and stairs and planks. So I think this is a very good roof, and because it's kind of darker, roofs are normally kind of darker than their houses, and not all the time, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But pretty much what we're going to want to do, we're going to just want to make a very nice shape. Because this is more of like a cottage, this shape is going to be pretty low to the ground. Now, I can't quite get it right. There we go. So let's just do that. Now that does not look good. Yeah, so if it doesn't look good, that's completely fine. You can just do it again. So I feel like we could raise this up a little bit. Now, I'm not sure if we should do that. We could do that. Ooh, I like that. So we could do something along these lines, because I feel like this needs to be a little bit longer. Right there. There we go. So now we have a pretty good shape. Now the shape, like I've said, the shape is everything. The shape contributes details to your build. It can also determine the style of your build. So you can tell that that's like a little hermit cottage. Yeah. So we're gonna put some stairs right under here, and a stair right there. And here's a tip I learned from, there's an amazing builder out there called B000100, and they said that, and by the way, I do very much recommend their channel. They said that you can, this is an amazing trick that completely changed my life. You can just put a stair right like that, and you can put a little thing right there, right? And I'm not sure what that part of the roof is called, but you can make it absolutely beautiful. If you want to, you can even do that. I could do that. That would make it it makes it look, pretty much, it just makes it look like there's a support beam. But even better is the fact that you can go down like this. You can go down like that, all the way over to the other side, where you can go back up, right here. And so that it looks like there's like kind of a curved support beam right across the top. And I think that's brilliant. I very much like that. There's a little bit more space on this side. We could make this even lower. Yeah. So then, if we go over here, it's very low to the ground. We can put all sorts of shrubs around it. It's going to be very lowly, but very charming as well. We can just put some stairs, just some stairs right here. And what these are going to do, because they're upside down, they're going to contribute a little bit of extra space right here, which is just going to make it look a little bit bigger than it actually is. And then what we can do, we can put some stairs right there. That's perfect. Perfect right there. And it looks like it is curving upward a little bit. Now, this is an important part, because as you can see, it's not that tall right here, so we're going to have to add a roof. But the roof is actually kind of lower right here, and that could be a problem. But it's not, because remember this? This can keep going. Oh, that is a problem. But you see, this can keep going right across, just like that. We might have to add a little bit. Oops, sorry. We might have to add a little bit of detail right here. That's fine. Yeah, we could even do that if we wanted to, and put that right there. I don't like that though. We need a tiny, tiny gap. That's fine. Now we could do something like this, and this may look good. It may look bad. If it looks bad, and it does look bad, oh, that looks ugly, then we can just fix it. You always want to be willing to experiment, not on yourself, but just experiment with your building style, because your building style is going to be the most important part in the entire build. So, what we're going to do, we're just going to bring this right over, and to make sure it looks like it goes in here, we could do that, but then there's going to be a sharp one whole block drop off, and we're really only using that right here to exaggerate how it's popping off the edge. So what we're going to do, we're going to make use of the fact that stairs can curve. So we're just going to connect it just like that. And I've spent a lot of time on the roof, but I think this is wonderful. So we're just going to walk inside. There's going to be a few rooms. There's probably going to be a big window right here looking right at the pond. And yeah. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the roof. Do you remember how earlier I said most roofs are probably some pretty dark colors? Well, this roof is going to be different. We're probably going to end up building it out of either birch or oak wood. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Boy Plus Minecraft, what are you doing? Those look ugly. And they might, but that's all for experimentation. It's completely fine. I think it's going to look very different and kind of cool, honestly. So, I'm just going to combine the color of these roofs with birch and oak stairs, just to kind of make it look a little bit old and rustic. That is perfect right there. We are just going to kind of fill this in. It doesn't really matter. We're trying to make it as random as we can. And right here, we don't have to fill in this part because this part is going to be going underneath the house. But we just want to get rid of all of this stuff. We want to make it nice and very simple. I'm just kind of placing these randomly. I definitely want this to be pretty unpredictable. So in here, we could put something. We could put, because I'm on the snapshot as well, we could put some glowstone, but we could also put some shroom light. I really like the new shroom light. So that's a little bit too bright for my liking. So I'm just going to put a piece of shroom light in there, and it's a nice piece of orange, which is my favorite color, by the way. And if we want to, we can put some shroom light over here as well. I just need to put that in there, right there. and the gorgeous right there. You can put it in there. You can make it too wide so that you can still see it in here. Uh, yes, and we are going to do this part of the roof. Very simple, very fun. Now, if for some reason you just can't seem to get it, that's completely okay. I understand. Uh, I've tried to do builds before where I just can't do it. I don't know why. Uh, and it really confuses me because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Uh, but Oh, and by the way, right here, we're just making sure this stair links up properly so that the shape is preserved. But if you don't know what you're doing, just start building. It's either going to look bad or it's not going to look bad. But if you don't build anything, then you won't even have a build in the first place. So it won't look good because there will be nothing to look good. And that's always a bad thing. Let's clear my inventory. Sometimes your inventory gets a little bit too full, and you just need to clear it out, and that's completely fine. Uh, because it's very important to have an organized inventory, because then otherwise you don't know what blocks you're going to be building with. And I'm not sure if I actually like that thing going up there, so we'll see. We'll see. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep going up. Now right here, just we're matching with this side, so we actually don't need slabs. We need the wood. So I'm going to keep matching the color right there. We're going to make it go over this way, right, like that. And we're going to have just another piece of birch wood right there. And feel like it's taking up too much space. So how about this? Let's do this. So we have some wood right there, but right here, what happens if we do that? Ooh, we could experiment, because here's a cool thing. We can make the roof a little bit not perfect. We can make it imperfect, which looks actually better than you would think if we make it slightly out of the ordinary, slightly like ruffled and wrinkled and not perfect, because it makes it look like it was put together in a more of a rustic way. So we're just gonna put that right there, and how about this right there? That's by the way, that is my Discord, not yours. So let's do something like that, or I kind of want to do that, but I don't want it to be going in. So here's a trick I've learned over my many years of Minecraft building. What we're gonna do, we're gonna just gonna place the block right there, and what we want this block. We want that block right there. We want that kind of block to go right there. So we're just gonna clone this block, right? You copy and paste that, and you just clone it right here. It's beautiful. And as long as you don't update that block on either side, like if you do that, it will do it. But as long as you don't touch it, then it's completely fine. You can only really do that in creative mode, which is a little bit annoying. There used to be this thing called the debug stick / debug. Is that it? I mean, they never. Let's see. I mean, they never removed it. I mean, I guess they never removed the command. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so we're just going to make this a little bit imperfect. We're going to add some over here, right there. And we're just going to add a stair right there, just to make it a little bit, just like a little bit ruined, and as if the roof has taken some damage over the years, which is exactly what we're kind of going for here. Now, this is kind of a tricky place. We might just have to sacrifice that, because with some building styles, you can go up like this and like this and make it like a support structure. However, that doesn't really fit the rustic style. So we're going to have to make a little bit of a sacrifice, in which case we're just gonna put a birch plank right here. It's not a big deal, because you can see it from right here, and it's a little bit annoying. but we're not going to be looking at that side of the house. In fact, this side of the house is forest. Yeah, so I feel like this looks like a giant cookie, and it makes me want a cookie. Yes, that aside, I do definitely think this is starting to turn out very well. Now, right here, we just want them to seamlessly match up right there. So let's put in another piece of wood. Uh, yeah, perfect. And now we just have our tiny little house. Let's put one more right here. Let's put some birch, and let's fill in this right here. Let's fill it in. Perfect. And there's not going to be a piece of shroomlight because there's no space to put it. We could probably find a space right there, and we could probably put full blocks. But we could do that. But with building, it's not what you could do, it's what should you do. And I do not feel like we should do that because it doesn't give enough space for the rest of the build, if that makes any sense. Sorry if that's a little bit confusing for you, but we're going to put that right there. We're going to make this go up a little bit more, and again, we have to sacrifice a little bit. However, we might have to sacrifice something else. But because we're probably going to be building on this beach later. Maybe not this episode, but I'm liking this. We might be able to make another one. Because we will be looking up at the house, I'm not really fond of seeing a piece of just random bright white wood sticking out of it. I don't feel like that's going to look good. So what we're going to do, we're just going to hide the spruce wood right there, right in plain sight. No one's going to see it, no one will care. In fact, I completely forgot, but we needed to do this. We needed to attach it as well, and it fits right in. Yeah, like that. And no one will even notice. In fact, just to make it fit in even more, we could put another spruce slab right here, just to make sure. Because look, it kind of fits in, like, a little bit. It does stick out quite a bit, but you always want to have some sort of pattern in your build. See, that makes it stick out. You don't want to have something stick out that you don't want to stick out. Controlling the attention, okay, here's a lesson. Controlling the attention of your creation, whether this is with art or sculpting or even movie making, even writing, whatever creative thing you are doing, controlling your viewer's attention is one of the most important things you can learn how to do. And in this place, I had to make a little bit of a sacrifice in order to control the viewer's attention to the rest of the house. And that's a sacrifice I am willing to make. So, like I said, we're going to be using a lot of spruce wood. And one design I found very cool is using stripped spruce wood, spruce logs on the inside walls of your house, just like that, and that just adds a little bit of detail. It adds just another layer. It's very useful. You don't have to put it on every wall, but like I can put it on this side if I want to, and that's what I'm gonna do, just like that. You could also put it down the middle. You could do that. I feel like I'm actually going to put it down the middle right here because I'm going to want to have a back door to this place. And I'm going to put that back door right here. Perfect. It's beautiful. So what we're going to do, we're just going to we're going to put a barrel right there. We're going to fill that in. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I said the middle. I wasn't even paying attention to myself. It's very important, listening to yourself and what you want to do. And because we're probably going to have a window right there. But there we go. It looks very nice. And we might want another piece. Let me just check. Is there a place where we could have another piece? Right here. We're going to have windows. No one will even notice that these two pieces of color are there. And the reason I did not change those pieces of colors because no one's going to notice that. They're going to notice the roof if they're looking at it from above, and they're going to notice the house if they're looking at it from this angle, but they're probably not going to be coming from this angle. So yes, that's very important. Now we're going to come inside, and we are going to just knock out a few parts for windows. Right there, boom, boom. We're going to put some windows right there, and let's make a big window right there. And let's get some slabs and just see how that looks if I fill that in. That's a nice little window. Perfect. We're also going to have a tiny window right there. We don't need any more. I think that's fine. So, let's fill in the floor a little bit right here. Because the level of this part of the house is higher than normal. And that means that we can actually use that to our advantage in the build. So we can put some stairs right here, just so that there's a little platform that they can walk up onto. Just to kind of hang out. And the roof is a little bit chaotic right now, but there's also a lot of blocks that we don't need. Let's knock out any of those. We don't need that. We don't need that. There we go. There's the normal roof. Now, let's put in the floor. Let's put a tiny pattern. Just like that. Actually, here's a cool pattern I found a while ago. You can, if you place stripped logs, like a checkerboard facing in different directions, it looks great. Now, I actually like that. I love that a lot. But not right here, because I feel like that's really more of a casual, almost carpeted design, and that could go right here. Right, let's go outside and let's take a look at what the build needs. So it does need some detail on the walls, and one way to do this is a very cool way. I was inspired by my sister, who had this amazing idea. I'm very grateful to her for helping me come up with it. Is we just place the stairs just like that, and if it shows a little, you can just have the stairs like this, just like that. And the barrels we can place upside down if we need to. It's not that hard. Let's place a full block here so that we can place it right upside down, just like that. So that gives a lot of detail to the house. So, yep, we have an inside. We have a very nice inside. And what we're going to do, we're going to get some carpet. This is now for the decoration. This is the cool part. So, I'm probably going to want some gray carpet. Does that look good? Or does that look good? Ooh, oh boy. Yep, so there we go. Let's also, no, that's fine, actually. Perfect, that's perfect. That's beautiful. So, let's just add something like that right there, so that we can walk right up to our bedroom. So, we can have a tiny kitchen over there, bedroom right here, and maybe a coat rack right here. In fact, let's do that now. So, a great way to do a coat rack is just to get an armor stand. Oh, there is a leather horse armor. I didn't know that was a thing. Can you, wait, I have to know. Can you, dye leather horse armor? I'm sorry. This cannot wait. Let's get a crafting table. See, this is the kind of experimentation I like. Oh my goodness. You can dye leather horse armor. That's incredible. I had no idea. That's cool. That's cool, actually. Okay, yeah, so let's just put an armor stand in that corner, right? And let's put a cap on it. Let's put a cap on it. Right there. Just a leather cap. Let's make it black, actually. Black leather cap right there. That's perfect. You don't need a lot of details. Because it's as if you come into the house after a long day, you finally take off your hat, and then you come and relax in the living room. And we could add a chair, but I don't think we need one. Yep, so let's go right in. So after a long day, you come in, you open the door, and you step inside. Now, what a difference a roof can make. Before, where it was a little bit of a quirky space, uh, it still is, but now it's more of a cozy space. And that can make all the difference. And I just thought of something. Could I do that? And that kind of highlights the entrance, but the lighting is a little bit weird, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah. So, now, just for the inside, we're going to get a smoker, just like that. We're going to get some cobblestone, and we're going to get just an innocent crafting bench. And we're going to put this right here, because right here, we're going to put a little chimney just going up, just like that. Very simple, but kind of effective. But we're also going to put a barrel right there that they can get into if they need any food. Could we do that? We could, but we're not going to. Now, for the spruce trapdoors. These are probably my favorite blocks in the entire game, and I'll tell you why. Because you can do so many things with them. Watch, just look at that. Look at that, that's great. You can have a counter with actual space underneath it. And I think that's great. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the completed build. I am very proud of this. I really like how it turned out, especially with the roof, and the interior as well. And I know that this has taken a very long time to record, so when I edit the video, I'm probably going to have to leave a lot out. But I still want to show you guys all of the details. So yeah, we still have these two, but no one notices that. So we have just some dirt going all the way around. We can see inside there just for a minute, but we have some leaves as well, and some more flowers. It's very colorful. We just have a tiny little lantern right here. It's I really like it. And a fun fact, actually, I've actually recorded this after the video ended because I realized I didn't actually show you guys the interior of the house. So, in just a minute, when I pass it off to past me, I'm going to realize that I need a lantern right here. Yeah, in case that's a little bit confusing. So let's walk right through the front door. There we go. So, we have our chest and our barrel and a few lanterns. We have our hat for when we come back from work or whatever we do on this deserted island. We also have a tiny living room with a nice carpet and some flowers and some books for reading. Ooh, I'm writing a book actually. And we have some logs up here for the fire. You can hear it roaring right there. Yeah, and we have just a little tiny counter. We have a barrel to put some food in. And over here, we have just a tiny bedroom that we can sleep in. And a beautiful book. So yeah, that's all there really is to this build. I just really wanted to show you guys this. So yeah, okay, I'm now going to pass it off to future me. Thank you guys for watching this video so much. I really enjoyed making it so much. And oh, one more touch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't. Oops. I need to do this so fast, so fast, so fast. Okay, go. Ooh. Oh, that was a close call, guys. Okay, yes, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys watching it. It was super fun for me to record. And I'm just trying out something new, just kind of building and chatting with you. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it really shows that I did a good job. I appreciate every one of you subscribers, and I really want to make more content. Yeah, but if you didn't like the video, then don't watch my videos. Yeah. Okay, anyway guys, thank you, and I will see you all later. See ya!